Helps if I've switched my mic on, doesn't it? Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to see you all joining me again today. So I couldn't have done too bad last time, unless you just want to get to know a little bit about more about Word. But welcome to this session again. And before I start, I just want to make a quick mention. For the professional members that are on here, you do get a CPD point. Once I have completed the session, I go into the attendee list. I get your names from there, and then I automatically put it onto your CPD schedule for you. So you'll see as soon as I send out updates, you'll see that all the ones that you did attend will automatically be on there, so you don't have to worry about it. Let me just check the message I got here. The ladies are still waiting. Did I not admit everybody? I thought I had admitted everybody. Okay, there you go. Let them in. Thank you for telling me.
Here we go. Evans in this.
Okay, that's the last one there. Thank you for just letting me know. I try to keep a watch on that as well, but like I said before, I get so carried away talking that I forget to look, but I think I've let everybody in there now. Okay, today we're going to have a look at Word. And Word 2, I feel, is a very underused package. We use it simply just to type letters or to quickly type up a report, but we do the very basics of what you can do with Word, and yet it's so much more powerful than that. So hopefully today I will give you some ideas of how you can use your Word. For those people who's studying or writing theses or have to do these big essays and things, it's really nice to know about the reference ribbon. It's one of the ribbons that people don't generally use, but it can add so much to your document and make life a lot easier as well. So I'll show you that too. I might overlap with some of the things I showed you in the tips and tricks. I've tried to put new things in that I didn't add there. So those of you who watched that video or attended that webinar can get some new things as well. Just want to share my screen here. Okay, I've let everybody in there. Just share my screen. Check it comes up. Okay, you all got a document on your screen. And that's the one I want to start off with. Okay, so I just want to kind of go through some of the little basic things for Word that we might have forgotten about. So what I've got here is I've got a couple of recipes. There's 3 recipes that I put here, and I want to format it nicely so that it looks really good, a presentable document. And hopefully, as I do it, you'll pick up some tips that you perhaps didn't realize were there before, or just a gentle reminder that they are there. So the first thing always when using Word, I like to tell people, please get into the habit of using styles, because if you use styles, you can make your editing your documents so much easier. I know when I first learned about styles, I just made a habit of always doing styles, whether it was a small document or a big document, because then the more you do it, the more you get into the habit of just using styles. And the benefit of using styles is, there are quite a few, but when it comes to editing, it makes it so much easier. So if I have my 3 different recipes here, and I want to make the heading stand out so I can see what recipes there are, I'm going to set a heading style to that particular heading. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make it say, for my purpose here, I'm going to use heading 2. So for every recipe that I have, the name I'm going to make into heading 2. Okay, so I've made my recipes, the name of my recipes. I've used the style heading 2. Now, if you don't like the style that's there, you can change it. If I right-click there on the heading in the styles box, I can say modify. And I can say, you know what, heading 2, I would rather like to be in that color blue. I want it bold. And let's just make it 20. and I want to change it to Aptos. And it gives me a preview of what it's going to look like, and I can say, okay. And you'll see that it's changed the heading to the style that I want. But now the nice thing is that if I've changed it in one place, it will automatically change all the headings that have that same style set to it. So that is one of the biggest pluses of using styles. If you have a large document and you need to suddenly go and change your heading because you don't like the font or you don't like the color or the style, you can do that easily by changing it in one place, and it will change it right throughout the document. So that saves you having to search for the headings and manually go and fix them up. I'll show you again. If I click on my heading style and I look at my styles block, it will always highlight the one that I am using. If I want to change it, and simply right click in the styles box, I can say modify, and let's change the color. Let's say we want it rather green, and I say okay. It changes it to green, and if I scroll through my document, you'll see that it has changed all of the heading twos to green. So that is a really, really nice feature in Word. And get into the habit of using styles, because when it's something that you just do naturally, whatever size your document is, there's always an easy way to edit it. So it's nice from that point of view. The other thing where using styles is nice is if you've got a big document and it comes back and you've got to change chapters around, or you've got to change paragraphs around, or whatever the case might be, and your document is, say, 20 pages, and you've got to now scroll through and cut and paste and copy, you know, all those wonderful things that we like to do. If I've used styles for my headings within my document, I can go to my view and I can say navigation pane. Sorry, can somebody's got their mic on? Can I just ask you to switch it off? I can go to view. Just mute there. Okay. Okay. Still haven't got the right one. Please. I can't see it is on my list here. Okay. If I'm using styles, I can go to view. And in view, under show, there's something called navigation pane. If I switch that on, it gives me a navigation pane on the side, and you can see what it's done. It's actually given me the styles, my heading styles on the left-hand side. So if I want to go to a specific part of my document, I can just click on 3-ingredient fridge kit. It takes me directly to that section. I can go back to my apple crumbles. I can go to hot cross buns. No scrolling up and down. I simply click on the heading that I want to go to. So that's a nice way to get around your document as well. And the other nice thing is, if I think, you know what, I'd rather have my 3-ingredient fridge cake as my second recipe, I can take it from here, I can move it up, and it will move it to my second recipe. So now you can see you can move sections around easily rather than scrolling, copying, and pasting. Please remember, if you're copying and pasting and you're spending time scrolling, then you're not using your software properly. Rather learn the quick ways to get around, because this is so much easier. I can go through my document again and think, oh, you know what? I'd rather actually have it as the last recipe. I can pick it up again. I can drag it down, and it will change it back to the last section. So that is a really nice, good reason, if you do big documents, on why you should be using styles. Just makes life so much easier. Remember, your styles here is in on your home ribbon in the middle, and you can set the styles you want. You can set your own formatting. You can set your own set of headings. You can do whatever you want, and you use it every time you use your documents. Okay, I'm not going to go too long into that, because now you've seen how it works. Please go and play around. Set up your own styles and get into the habit of using styles when you're doing your documents. Another nice thing that I want to show you on the documents as well is our reference ribbon. Sorry. Now, on a reference ribbon, you've got three things that are really handy to use. A table of contents. If you're typing a thesis or you need to do a bibliography on a research document or whatever it is you are doing, it is a good thing to do. And if you've got pictures or tables in a document and you want to be able to list them in an index, this is a place to be. Now, your reference tab, if you've used styles, you can easily pull up a table of contents. Because I've got styles as headings here, it will use those styles for my table of contents. So I can go to my front page. I just want to put in a page. I actually thought I had one there already. I can go to my reference section, and in table of contents, I can pick a style. And you'll see it'll automatically pick up my table of contents and it'll give me the page numbers for my recipes. That'll only happen if you have used styles to do your headings. So the contents is very nice. There is a little section here for footnotes, for your endnotes and footnotes, should you need to put them in documents. They're nice to know that it is there. It'll put the little 1 against your text, and then it'll put a 1 down at the bottom. But the section I want to show you as well is bibliography, citations and bibliography. Now, this is a really nice little section to know about as well, because if you're doing a research document or you're looking up and you've got to reference your material, you can put it here in bibliography. If I go to manage sources, you'll see I've added in 2 books here already. So I could click on new. I can do things like add a book section, journal article in a periodical, conference proceedings, or a report. I can call it what I want. And I would put the details of the reference material in there, say okay, and it would appear here. After I finish typing my document and everything is done, I can choose a style in which my bibliography must be done. I think APA is the most popular one, but you can see there's Harvard as well, ISO, IEEE, but I'm going to pick APA. And I can say, choose my bibliography, and let's make it that one. And it will put my bibliography automatically in for me in the way it should be displayed, whether it be by the author first and the year. It's sorted into alphabetical order. Does it automatically for you. You don't have to go and sift through the contents. And likewise, if you need to edit it, you can just go in there, remove the books, add books or whatever, and say insert, and it'll put it into the correct format for you. So bibliography, also a very, very nice part on the references ribbon. I honestly feel that we don't use this ribbon enough because we don't understand what it can do for us. If you have a document, and by my recipes here, under 12 muffins, I want to put in a picture. So I'm going to say insert. I'm going to say picture from this device. Okay, please, ladies, I know these are on apple muffins. It's actually bread, but it looked like an apple muffin when I saw it the first time. I can put in my picture. Now you can see when you put a picture in as well, it can throw your text a little bit out. On the side of the picture, you have a little icon here, which is your layout options. If I click on layout options, it gives me certain options for my picture. I can have it in line with the text, and you can see ingredients already starts on the side. I can have it, I think this is the wrap text one. Or you can put it tight, you can put it through, you can put it top and bottom. You can put it behind, and you can put it in front. I'm going to say top and bottom. You can see it keeps my text at the top here, it keeps my text at the bottom. And I'm going to say fixed position on page. And then I can go and I can put in some space just to make it look a little bit nicer. So remember your layout options on the top right-hand corner of your picture. That will allow you to make sure your picture's in the right place and that the text is around it or through it, however you want it. But the reason I wanted to put it in here is I want to go back to my references and say I'm doing a long document, I've got lots of diagrams, I've got tables or whatever, and I want to put them in as figures. I can go to my reference and I can say insert a caption. And when I say insert a caption, it comes up with a caption box. And you can see it's got a label, figure 1. I can change that to be a table or an equation. I'm going to keep it as figure because I've got a picture there. Or I can exclude the label from the caption, which means it takes it out and it just puts one. I'm going to keep it in and I'm going to say, this is an apple muffin. And I'm going to say, okay. Sorry, I wanted the position. I want it below the selected. I can have it below or above. I'm going to keep it at below and say, okay. I should have put it below the automatically. I don't know why I did. But it would put it, I can put it under my picture or on the side wherever I want to. You can see it brings like a little text box, so I can move it around under my picture. And then when I finished my document, I can go and I can say, insert table of figures. I can just choose one there. And it'll put my figures in for me as well. So you don't have to scroll through your document looking what page it's on. And also the ideal thing is that if you amend your document or change it, add pages in, take out pages, it will then renumber it for you as well. So you know that it is showing the correct pages. So please remember that there is this references ribbon, which is really nice, especially I know there's quite a few of you who are still studying who might find this really useful. Or if you're not studying, you know what? Find somebody who is and tell them they can pay you to do the typing for them. And you can use all these little quick ways of setting it up and make yourself some money on the sideline. Okay, just to show you, if I highlight sugar, I can go along and I can say insert an endnote. And you'll see it puts a 1 at the bottom of the page. And if we go up to the apple, oh, I must have put in no page breaks. You can see it's put a 1 there. So it'll correspond the 1 there, and then it'll put the note at the bottom of the page, and it will also keep them as you add on pages and delete, it'll keep it together. So really, really nice features for long documents, thesis, research papers, anything that you're typing there. Those are really nice to know about, and it can make your document look very, very professional. Okay, other than that, if I have a look at the Home tab, we have our Format Painter. I'm sure you all know what Format Painter is. If I click on my Format Paint, sorry, I've got to highlight first. If I want to use that particular style somewhere else in my document, I can click my Format Painter. I can click on the word and it'll automatically change it. And the nice thing that sometimes people don't realize is if I can highlight my style and I can double click on my Format Painter. If I double click, you'll see my cursor stays as a paintbrush. And I can go along and I can say, I change it to ingredients. And I can change method. Change ingredients. I can change method. So it will actually stay active until I switch it off. So that sometimes people don't realize that little Format Painter is really great because you can keep it on and do it a number of times and then switch it off and then you're okay again and it's normal. So Format Painter, really, really handy. If you have put formats on your document and you want to remove them, instead of going through the whole document and taking them off one by one, please remember you've got a little razor there, the top here. Okay, clear all formatting. And it should take the formatting off. It hasn't taken my styles off, but any formatting like your bold, your italic, whatever, it will automatically take that off. So please remember, you have got this eraser over here. Last time we were online, I also mentioned your uppercase and your lowercase. Really, really nice feature. I've watched people sit and retype things into uppercase, and I think, oh, all you have to do is just click there. It'll automatically put it into uppercase for you. Also, really, really nice feature to know about. And one of my favorites, which I'm not sure if I mentioned in the last webinar we had, is a show and hide. Show and hide comes in very handy, especially when you're editing somebody else's document. If I click on show hide, it will show me where all the spaces are, the tabs, any tabs are, returns, it will show me where they are. This is a return over here. So if somebody has by mistake put in a row of dots, as some people do when they type, and you're trying to fix the document up and it just doesn't work, always switch on show hide, because then you can see, oh dear, look here, they've made spaces there. I can take them out, and whatever formatting I'm doing now will fall correctly. Nothing worse than trying to edit a document and you are trying to put a return in and it's still keeping spaces, or it throws everything out of line because they haven't put a return at the end of a sentence. They've used spaces. So really nice feature to know about. Switch that on. You can see if I put in a tab, my tab will look like a little arrow. And now, it's like Murphy's Law, ladies. Every time I try something, it doesn't work. It should give me a little arrow on the side to show that it's a tab, and that is a return there now. But it's a really, really useful icon to know about. The other thing I wanted to share with you on the screen, I think we covered it last time as well, but for those who perhaps did not attend last time, is our dictate and our transcribe. Please remember, you have dictate and transcribe if you're doing a meeting or you're taking notes somewhere, and there's a few of you around the table. I know in a meeting setting is not always the best because you've got to pick up people's voices, so you'd have to try that first. In some meeting rooms, they have the speaker on the table, and if people use those, it's really nice because the voices are loud. But if you go to your home ribbon, Bongi, I think I saw you there. This was one of the questions you asked. So there was somebody else who asked me where it was. If you go to your home ribbon, you look at the right-hand side, you've got your dictate and transcribe. I can switch my dictate on. And as I talk to you, so it will start typing up. You've got to learn how to use it as well. Things like if I want to end the sentence, I can say full stop. New paragraph. And then I can carry on talking. So it takes a little bit of getting used to and learning how to speak with it so that you can get your notes properly. But I do find that it's fairly accurate, comma. Oh, didn't change that one. Oh, it did put the comment. So, but it gives you an idea. So dictate is really very nice. If you want to dictate notes, or you're just sitting with your boss and you want to dictate, have notes while he speaks, you can put on your dictate and you can get your notes so that you don't forget what he told you. A new way of shorthand. Just get somebody to dictate to you. The transcribe is also very nice. I like the transcribe. If I go to my dictate, you can see there's another button called transcribe there. If I click on that, I can upload an audio, or I can start a recording from here. So what will happen is I can start recording. It will record while I speak. As soon as I'm finished, I will switch it off, and it will transcribe my notes for me here on the right-hand side. I can also upload an audio. So if you've got an audio from a meeting or from a conversation, you can open it. You'll see it uploads it, and then it'll give you a transcription as well. You can change the speaker names. You can make them, it comes up as speaker 1, speaker 2. You can change the names. You can have timestamps on it, and you can copy it then into your document. So those are two really nice features. And I think more and more in the workplace, it's becoming essential that we know how to use them. As I say, instead of taking notes down with a pen or doing shorthand, you can simply just switch on your dictate while you're sitting with your boss, and the whole conversation can be recorded, and you can go out and you've got notes from the meeting. So really, really nice little feature that. I'm just waiting for it to transcribe there quickly. I hope you're finding some of these things useful, and that you'll certainly go back after this and try them out, especially the reference ribbon. Please go and learn more about it. It really is quite powerful. We're nearly at the end, yeah? I have no idea what's on this audio, but you can see there, it's come up. It's given me the recording at the top, and then it gives me the audio underneath. I can then go to speaker 1, and I can say speaker 1 was actually Dawn. I can say change all speaker 1, and I can click my confirm, and speaker 2 spoke more than me. There you go, Dawn. I can go to speaker 2, And I can do the same thing. I can say Melanie, change all speaker 2. And you'll see it'll change all speaker 2 to Melanie. I can then add that to my Word document. I can do just the text. I can do with speakers. I can do with timestamps and with speakers and timestamps. I'll do both. And it'll put it into my document for me. Okay, you can then go along and check it or do what you need to do with it. It gives you the audio file there, keeps the tape here. If you've got timestamps and you want to check anything, you can simply listen on the side here to make sure that it has pulled in the correct text. So really nice and easy. The next time you've got a meeting, you can do a transcription here on Word, quick and easy. If you've got Copilot, then you can fix up your minutes with Copilot. And I'm pleased to let you know that after everybody asking so many questions with minutes and Copilot and Teams, I have set up a webinar. I think it is in November, the 15th or the 16th of November, if you just check on our calendar, a webinar for minutes using Copilot in different apps and how you can do your minutes quicker and smarter. So please be sure to register for that webinar as well. To go back to my document here. I can go to anyone. Okay. Page breaks too, please. I still see there's some people who battle a little bit with page breaks, and when you have a portrait and a landscape, please remember if you want to have portrait pages and landscape pages within one document, the trick is to use your section break. So I go insert, I go design, sorry. Stephen, I get confused here. You go to layout, and under layout, you've got breaks. If I click on that, it gives me 2 types of breaks, a normal page break, and then it gives me a section break. If I want hot cross buns to be on a landscape page and the rest of my document to be portrait, I go break, I go section break, next page. And if I go and I put on my show and tell, you can see there's a section break, next page. And I did it right at the end. I did not. Let me just see there again what I did. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here now again. I want hot cross buns on a landscape page. I'm going to go to layout break, and I'm going to say section break. There's my section break there. Here's my hot cross buns. I can go to my orientation. I can say landscape, and you'll see now anything before the section break is portrait. Anything after the section break would be landscape within my same document. If I then wanted to put my fridge cake cupcakes back onto a portrait, I would put in a section break again. And I would say this page I want on portrait, and you'll see that page will be on portrait. So you can see now by using a section break. And like I said, if you're not sure, you can always switch on your show hide button here on your home tab, and you can see what break you've put in. So if I take that out, you can't see them, but I have portrait and landscape pages in the same document. If you're typing a document and you want to put a watermark on it so nobody can use that document, please remember if you go to design, you have got an option to put watermarks in. So I can say confidential, and it would be put confidential on all my pages. So watermarks also pretty easy if you want to use them in Word. I've done dictate. Sorry, I'm just going through this so that I can make sure that I show you everything that I want to show you. Another nice tip to use, let me just go on to this one here. Another nice tip to know about is on your insert ribbon, you've got something called equation. I'm sure you've seen it there, but you haven't really worried to look at what it does. If you want to type a number like a half, okay, now mine automatically does it for me, 3 3/4, and it does it for me. Okay, let's do it this way. If I go into equations, I can say insert new equation. You'll see it brings up an equation toolbar. And on this, you can do things like fractions. You can do all these fancy scientific things. I don't know if any of you out there are scientific or you work for engineers where they use these things and you've got to type them into your documents. You can see if I click there, I can get the different types of fractions. I can put that in there and I can say I want a 1 here and I want a 2 there, and it will put it in the style that I've chosen. So if I go insert and I go equation, you'll see it comes up with a whole new ribbon. And you've got all of these here as well, your basic maths, your plus, your approximately, your plus minus. Okay, how many times haven't you tried to put a plus together and then the minus, and then eventually you just give up and you say plus stroke minus? So that is really nice ribbon to know about as well. Play around with it, insert equation, see what equations you can use. It's got operators, it's got accents, it's got large operators. I wouldn't have a clue what all of these are. I usually use it for the fraction. I find that very useful. And then for the approximately, your plus and your minus, your tick, it is all here on this bar. So very nice feature as well. If there's any people who's doing maths or studying maths, or your children are doing maths and you've got to type up papers for them, please remember the equation ribbon. Really, really nice feature as well once you get to use it. Okay. Mail merge is something that sometimes people are a little bit confused with as well. And it's so easy on using Word and Excel together. If you've got a database set up in Excel and you want to pull out a standard letter that you want to send for everybody, and there's only certain information that changes, like a name or an email or an amount. And what I did was I've set up a spreadsheet here, and you can see I've got a name, a surname, an email, and an outstanding amount. And I want to send a letter to each of these people to say, listen, this amount is outstanding on your account, please pay it. But now I don't want to sit and do each one separately. I can simply go to my Word and I can set up a document, okay, with the information, the standard information that's not going to change in every one. So I can set it up here and I can then merge it with the database and then produce letters. So to do that, I would go to my mailings and you'll see there's something here called Start Merge. I can say Start Merge and I want to do letters. I then select recipient, so you can go along the ribbon, and I want to use an existing list because I already have that Excel table. So I can go to my existing list. Where's my mail merge? And I can open it. It says to me, which sheet do I want? I want sheet 1, and I can say, okay. It'll then, I can go to edit recipient list, and you can see here now, it's brought up that table with all the information in it. So now I can select certain people that I want to send it to, or I can leave them all ticked depending on what I want to send out. I can say, no, my recipient list is okay, and I can say, great. I now want to put in the information that's going to change. So here I'm going to say insert merge field, and you'll see it brings up the headings of my table. So it's name, surname, email, and outstanding amount. So I'm going to say at the top here, I want the name. I then want this, want a space, and then I want the surname. Then I want the email address. Then I want to say, dear name. Please note that there's an outstanding amount of, and I want to put in the outstanding amount due for your membership fees. It would be appreciated if you could pay the balance by October. So now I've set up, this is my letter now. I have linked it to my Excel database, and I now want to produce the letters. I can go to my finish and merge. I can either print the documents from here to a printer separately. I can send email messages, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say edit individual documents just so that you can see how it comes up. I'm going to say okay. And there you go. With a flick of a finger, there's my letters. One for Lorato, one for Sipo, one for Tandi, and one for Johan van der Merwe. Now, it doesn't matter how many names you have on that database. It's going to take you a couple of seconds to produce all those letters. So once again, look at what you're doing. What is standardized that you can use a merge for? I use mine for certificates. I use them for feedback statements because I can just take the information from my Excel database and I can print out letters. If you have Adobe on your where am I going now? If you've got Adobe on your Word as well, you can send the letter as an attachment to each person separately. So these are things that can really save you time. But you've got to sit and think, what am I doing the same thing all the time? What can I do using a merge? Because it makes life so much easier. And building up a database with all the information for your team, for your organization, the group of people you work with, building up a database with all the information, things like ID, first name, contact number, email, home address, whatever. It's handy to have a big database, and whatever information you need to pull out from that, you can do that using a merge, or in Excel, you can use it to pull out information as well. So that is how easy merge is. Please, if you're not using it, think about how you can use it and start trying it out. Now, I'm trying really hard to keep to my time today, ladies. Another thing I want to show you is something that also very few people know about. And I sit and I watch people do it and I have a good giggle and I say, there's a much easier way to do this. When we're building a form and we want to put space in for people to write the information in, so say your name, then we sit and we put a whole long string of dots. And then we got to change it, and then it throws the names out, it throws our rows out. It looks higgledy because you can't line them up, and it's a total mess. There's so much easier way to do that. If I want to have lines there for somebody to fill something in, I can go to my home, I go to my tabs. I click on my little thing here by paragraph so that it opens it up. I can go to my tabs at the bottom here, and I can say, right, I want to set tabs up. I want to have name. I want to have a space, and then I want to have a line that goes down to position 15 on this page. So if I have a look at my cursor there, I want to say my first tab on this page must be, let's make it 4, my nice round number. So my first tab must be on 4, and that must be a blank tab. So I'm going to say name, tab, and it must be blank. So I'm going to leave this at none, and I'm going to say set. I then want to press tab again, but this time I want it to give me leader dots until position 15. So my next tab is going to be on 15. And this time I want what we call leader dots. Can you see there's something that says leader dots here? There's one that's got hyphens and there's one that's got underlining. So I'm going to take the leader dots and I'm going to say set. And I'm going to say okay. So now I can type my name. I can tab. First tab will take me to, I'm showing you with my finger here. The first tab will take you to position 4. My second tab will be to position 15, and it will be a row of dots. If I want to shorten that line, I simply have to pick up the tab and I can shorten it. I shortened it too much. I can take it to, say, 14, and I can adjust it that way, and it's not going to affect anything else on my page. Now, that is so nice. It's quick, and it's much easier. Now, when you've got to put those lines on where you've got to put signature and then signature next to it, I can simply say, go to my tabs, and I say, the first line, I want to finish on, let's make it 6. So I'm going to say I want it on 6. I don't want, now I do want leader dots because I want a line for them to sign on. So I can choose the line here and I can say set. So when I get to 6, my line's going to end. Then I want another tab to 9. So let's put 9. And this time I don't want any leader dots or any lines or anything. I just want it blank, and I'll set it. And then I'll say, right, the next one I want for the second signature must be on 15. And I want to set a line. So now if I tab, oh, sorry, okay, I tab my first line, blank line, second line. Much quicker than trying to hold that line down and then trying to get them to be the same size. You can simply use the tab feature there. Also, really nice, but sadly misused, not underused, not misused, underused. So please get into the habit of thinking, how can I work smarter? What features are there that can help me? So that to me is a really nice one as well. At the top here, I have a table. Tables are also very nice to work with in Word now as well. You insert the table like we all know how to do. Insert table. It'll ask you how many blocks, and you can select it from there. When you click on your table, you'll notice you get 2 separate ribbons, a table design and a table layout. Now, table layout can be very nice. And often, sometimes when I do these things, I think back to the day when it first came out. And you wanted to have your columns even, and you would sit there and you would judge about there, about there. You don't have to do that anymore. You simply highlight your columns, okay? And you can go distribute columns, and it'll evenly space them across your page for you. It does the same with rows as well, so it stops you from having to try and work out exactly how they are. So please remember, distribute rows, distribute columns, really, really handy. And then also, if you're working in the table, if you want it to the top, sorry, let me just highlight there. You can put it to the top, you can put it to the middle at the top, you can put it to the left-hand side, or you can put it into the middle. So that is really nice. If you want your text in a different direction, you can change the direction. We can put it that way there. We can put it that side. So there's all these little options that you can use as well to make your table. I want to put it back. There you go, into the middle. Okay, so you got a text alignment there, the distribute rows and distribute columns, really nice. You can do your heights. If you're doing a table and you want to split it over 2 pages because it doesn't fit in, you got your automatic split table, which will split your table for you. And another nice feature of the tables is managing to repeat your header rows. If you've got a long table that's going to span over more than 1 page and you want to keep the header rows at the top, you can say repeat header rows, switch repeat header rows on here. And you'll see that as you do your document, if it goes to the next page, Murphy's Law. There you go. It'll repeat the header on all the pages. So instead of you having to put a page break and then repeating, copying and pasting your header row or typing your header row again, you can simply just click on repeat header rows at the top here, and it'll keep your header rows in for you. Okay. The other nice thing is when you want to merge columns, and say we want to have surname, we want to merge those 2 cells. Instead of merging, you can simply go to your eraser and you can say, I don't want that line, and this is the middle of my block. So it makes it so much easier than having to go and look for the insert merge field. Okay, it takes time. You can simply click on your eraser and you can say, I want that one merged. If you want it back again, you can write it again. You can draw a table and you say, I just got to get in the right place, I guess. I've got to actually draw it. There you go. I can put it in by simply drawing a line across and showing it where I want the line. So that is much easier as well, and it is quicker. And that is what you want to do. So you want to work quick with your software. You don't want to make time, but you also want your documents to look professional. The other thing, which I know I've told you about before, and I'm going to tell you again, because I really do think that it's something that must be drummed into people's minds, that it's there, that we can use it, is the quick parts. Always do that. Delete the table. Delete table. Please remember you can store text. Let's go back to one where I can get a paragraph. Say this is a paragraph that I know I'm going to use regularly in my documents, in my letters, whatever I'm typing. You know, those disclaimers or signatures, anything like that. I can highlight, I can go insert, I can go to quick parts on my text section, quick parts, and I can say save selection to quick part gallery. I'll call this recipe, and I can say, please save it. Now, anytime I want to use that text again, all I have to do is go back to my quick parts, click on recipe, and it'll bring the text in for me. And please remember, you can store pages, you can store graphics, anything that you know that you're going to need, you can store into quick parts, and you can just bring it back by going insert quick parts and clicking on the specific one that you want. Much quicker, it saves typing errors, and much nicer to work with. All right, we've gone through quick parts, cover pages. I'm not sure if you ladies remember how cover pages, when I showed you cover pages. Also, building block within Word, that if you want to insert a cover page, on your insert ribbon, you've got cover page here. They give you a set of cover pages that you can use already, or you can set your own cover page. Okay, I'm just going to say, highlight this first page. I'm going to say insert cover page, save selection to cover page gallery, and we'll call it recipe. Say okay. The next time I'm in a document and I want to use that same cover page, just want to sort of page breaks a bit. Okay, guys, you know, when you always trying to brag and show people, it always throws something. It's picked up my EndNote there. Let's see if it just. Okay, I'm going to do it from here. I'm going to say I want a cover page. If I go into my cover pages now, cover page. Go again. Maybe I'm going too fast or too hard. Let me go slowly. Let's just do that again. Slowly. I'm going to say that must be on my cover page. I'm going to say insert cover page, save selection to cover page gallery. Call it recipe. Okay. Because it's telling me there's one there already. I can say recipe 1. Okay. We go to cover pages. My cover pages isn't working, guys. But I think you get the idea that if I highlight what I want as a cover page, I go insert, cover page, save selection to cover page gallery, give it a name, and I say, okay, the next time I want to use it, I just go into cover page and it should appear on cover pages. Mine is doing it, they're at the bottom there, but for whatever reason, it's not showing it. But every time you want it, you can then simply go into your cover page gallery and you can pick it up from there and use it. Also, quick time saver for all those board papers where you got standard cover pages that you use every time. Instead of copying and pasting, please go and insert it into cover pages and you can use it from there. One of the last things I want to show you as well is in all your software, your Word, your Excel, your Outlook, your PowerPoint, we have what you call the backstage. If I click on File and I go to Options, it gives me all the ways that all the things or that I can set up within Word itself. They give us a package with defaults. And we can go and change its defaults and customize a package to how we want to use it. So if I look under display, how do you want things to be displayed? Proofing. When correcting spelling, these are the things that it must do. Custom dictionaries. Grammar and spelling. If you've been on my masterclass, we always look at the readability stats, but you can set the settings of how you want it to check for when it runs a grammar check. These are the things that ticks is what it automatically will already checks for. But things like if you want to check simpler wording, we had some nice ones come up the other day, even gender bias. Yeah. You can check for inclusiveness in your writing. So you can tick that, and every time it runs a grammar check, it will check for that as well in your document. So there's all these things that you can go into, and you can set it as to how you want your software to work. In advanced, you've got things like your editing options, what font style you want your documents to always start up in. That's a nice feature there. And sometimes when you go in and you want to see recent documents and you can't find your recent documents only shows 5. If you go into display, you can show 50 or however many you want to put up. And I keep mine 50 because I work on so many documents, and then I want to go in and pick it up off my recent documents, and then it's not there. So I made mine 50 so I can always find them easily. But you can see your measurements of unit. Everything is here in your backstage. Now, what I wanted to show you as well is at the top here, we've got what we call the quick access bar. If I click here, it'll tell you those are the things that are on your quick access bar. How to open, automatically save, a new document, open a document, email, draw table, touch mouse pad, whatever. Now, that quick access bar, you can customize to what you want to appear there. So if there are documents you type where you use the same functions over and over again from different ribbons, you can take them and you can put them onto your quick access toolbar, which means you don't have to go into those ribbons to find them. You can access them either from the top here, or you can put it under the ribbon where it's easier to see it. So you can spot it a lot easier, and it's easier to access as well. So if I go into my file and I go options, you'll see there's a section here called quick access toolbar. And it brings up the things that are currently in your toolbar and all the commands in Microsoft Word. You can see it's selected on popular commands. If I go there, you can see the insert tab, the draw tab. It gives you a lot more detail. But if we just look at the popular commands, and I say, you know what, I'm always using the bullet feature. So let me take the bullet feature and let me add it to my quick access toolbar. I'm always using editor to check my work. So let me add that to my quick access toolbar. Always, I'm always inserting pictures. So let me add that to my quick access toolbar. And then at the bottom here, you can see show quick access toolbar, and it's above the ribbon or below the ribbon. I'm going to choose below the ribbon, and I'm going to say OK. Now you can see I have a quick access bar here with all the functions that I use on a regular basis on that one bar. I no longer have to go and look for it in a ribbon, or as you can see, I don't always remember which ribbon it's on. You can quickly find it by accessing your quick access bar. And by putting it under the ribbon, it's a lot clearer than when you have it on top of the ribbon. So that's also a real great time saver to know about. All those functions that you always looking for or you use often, instead of having to go through each of these sections looking for them, you can simply put them down here on your quick access toolbar and you can get them straight away. Okay, so done that. Okay, and I'm pleased to say I've gone through my list and I've kept to time today, ladies and gents. So any questions from anybody, anything that anybody perhaps wants to ask me? Are you all happy? Great stuff. So please remember, I just wanted to check, and I can tell you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry. Hello?
Dawn?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I had sent you a message on our chat box. If you could go through under the paragraphs, the multi-levels, under paragraphs,
Yes,
where you do the settings of the multi-levels.
the multi-levels.
Completely forgot about it. Yes.
Okay, let me just
The
get it in
change
there.
of list levels and the define of the new multi-levels. I always get them mixed up.
Not the number formats, the multi-levels, the one next to this one. This one, yeah?
Yes, my network is very slow though.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I just trying to say my Teams has
Yes, this one.
disappeared here. Let me just find, I can't see the chat.
Yes. One that you've just displayed is the correct one.
Yeah, that's the correct one. Okay. If you're going to use multi-level, it's always good to set it up, define your own style, because then it's easier to use. Okay, you have got some set up already. The current list here, you can see are starting at 1 and then A and then 1 and all the way down. But you can define your own list, and sometimes it's easier to do that rather than use one that's set up already. Okay, because then you can set it up as you want it. So if I'm going to define a new list, it gives me my 1, 2, 3 down on the side, and it says, how do you want your ones? And I can specify my font. Okay, what font I want to do, let's just make it a body. I can set the number alignment and I can align it at a certain position as well. So, which is really nice, or you can indent it at a specific section. You can see mine is at 0.63. Then you could go to your next level and you could say, how do you want your next level? Do you want it set up as A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, or your Roman? So let's make it Roman. And we can say we want that one to be a little bit more in to that one. Okay. So you would go down through here and you would set your level. So this is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you would then set the formatting for it to the bottom. If you click on the more, you can also define it to a style. You can link it to a style. So link level to style, and I can link it to heading 1. Okay. Level to show in gallery, level 1. So in your gallery up here, it's going to apply as level 1, heading 1. I hope I'm explaining this right, because it can be very confusing. Then my second level of bullet, how do I want that to appear? Sorry. I can set it again. I can set, let's make it A. So my second level will be A. My third level, we can make it a little letter, and I can say I want it to be in line with that one there. So that when you type, you've got your 1. I can type. Sure, big heaven. That should give me my next level here. Let me just, okay, just bear with me 1 second here. Let me go multi-level. Find a new list. One, let's make that to start at right against the edge. Okay, then we'll take our second level. Let's make it indented at, say, 1.7. Now, third one, we'll make it at 2.1. Okay, right, type now. And now I also, it can be very confusing. It's not working for me either now. Okay, who asked me for the multi-level? Bongiwe. I've got a video that I can send you a link to that shows you exactly how to use it rather than me wasting time here, because I know it can be a real little bugger in plain words when you try and set it up and it throws it up. But I actually have a video which shows you how to do the multi-level. Can I share that with you?
It will be great, but I get it now. That will be great.
Okay, but let me send you the video anyway, because then it goes through in detail. I've gone through it in detail. But also it's great to set up your own list, because then you can use your same one and you know it's going to work every time.
Okay, thank you, Dawn.
Bongiwe. And was it you who asked me for the dictation as well? I know there was somebody who
Yes.
asked me for it. Yeah. So did you see
Yes,
there
yes,
too?
yes. I
Okay.
saw it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Great stuff. I'll send the link to everybody who attended the webinar for the multi-level list as well, so that you can see it. I actually have done a video on it already.
Sorry again, Dawn. When is your next webinar on minutes taking or minutes recording?
I was going to find it there for you. I've somehow lost my team screen, but I can hear you, so that's fine. I'll tell you when it is now. 2025. I did it yesterday for October. Let's just open it. I'll give you all the dates. On the 15th of, sorry, I said the 19th. On the 15th of October, it will be getting up to speed with the MSWord, which is today, 24th October. We've got a masterclass, the masterclass, it's our last one down in Cape. That one, I'm getting so confused now. Bongiwe, your multi-level list through me, hey? The next one is 29th of October, is our getting up to speed. 5th of November, minutes with Copilot and other apps. And I would really encourage you to join. We found out some really nice things on working with Copilot and inserting your notes into a template, a minutes template, how you can do that nice and quick and easy. So I'd really encourage you to join that one. There's some real goodies in there. It's our last masterclass for business administrations in Cape Town from the 10th to 14th. And then the OPSA conference is in Cape Town, 19 to 21. And then Outlook we'll look at on the 26th of November. Okay, and you can go, I've already put the links on. If you go onto our website and you go to the events calendar, you can register for the minutes with Copilot there as well. Okay, any other questions? Okay, have I lost everybody? You still there with me?
Yes, Dawn.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Sure.
Dawn.
I've
Yeah.
lost my screen. I don't know where my team screen is, so I can't see if anybody's there. But thank you for joining me. We'll definitely have another session. Like I say, the next one will be on minutes. So see you there, ladies, and have a wonderful week. I will send the
Thank you, Dawn.
recording. As soon as the recording is ready, I will publish it today. Not like I did with PowerPoint. I'll do it today.
Thank
Have a good week, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.